As early as I can remember being able to use language to communicate, I made it very clear to my parents and sisters that I had specifically chosen them as my family to foster my own growth and awakening journey. As a child, the way that I framed this was that prior to my physical birth, I was monitoring my options from the clouds. And when I recognized them, my family to be, I was ready to commit and be born, to join them. This became a kind of standing family joke. Oh yeah, Lance picked us from the clouds. Whoops, that was a bad choice. LOL. Culturally, we often make fun of things we feel uncomfortable about, and in particular, what may be perceived as awkward statements from children. My family meant well, and I never took it personally, but held firmly to my perception and conviction. In 1975, Dr. Suess, Theodore Giselle, wrote a made-for-TV animated short musical titled The Hoober Bloob Highway. The essence of the story is that babies are in their cribs in the clouds. They are all facing outward toward the edge, viewing projection screens. On these screens, Mr. Hoober Bloob's helpers are showing moving pictures of options that the babies can choose or reject relative to their own impending physical birth. They could be a boy, or they could be a girl. They could be any of a number of races. They can be rich or they can be poor. They can be from this or that country, speak this or that language. When the baby signals that they have identified the right choice for them, Mr. Hoober Bloob and his helpers all approach that specific baby, and with lots of pomp and ceremony, music and dancing, they take the baby to the edge of the clouds and push them down the Hoober Bloob Highway. This is a spiral chute that circles around and round, down and down, until the baby pops out in their new physical baby body. If you would do a Google search, you can watch this animated short anytime. In Tibetan Buddhism, there is an ancient book titled the Bardo Thodol, also known as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. This book describes the process from the moment of death until the moment of rebirth, whether into another physical body or to transcend the cycle of death and birth known as reincarnation, which is the destiny and birthright of all humans. The parallel between the Hoober Bloob Highway and the Tibetan Book of the Dead and my own childhood perception is remarkable and striking. As I stated in the beginning of this YouTube series, I am neither asking nor suggesting that you believe in the concept of reincarnation. I am challenging you to honestly look at the evidence and research available, and most importantly, utilize the tools and techniques I will be sharing as we move forward in this series to prove for yourself through your own subjective experience what is true or real for you. Let's look together at some of the evidence and research available to us. In Tibetan Buddhism, when a lama or a guru dies, after an appropriate period of time, a call goes out to the general population asking for children that their parents suspect may be the Lama reborn, to be brought to the monastery that the Lama was in charge of to be tested. The tests involve showing the child objects and places that the Lama had intimate contact with, as well as a series of questions that only the Lama would know the answers to. The child that is the reborn Lama has no difficulty passing these tests. When the correct child is identified, the birth family is informed, and then custody of the child is now shared between parents and monks in the monastery. The topic of finding Lamas reborn as children has been written about extensively. Two documentaries I particularly recommend are Unmistaken Child and Little Buddha. Thank you for joining me in this 5th series of our new YouTube postings, and join me next week for number 6.